Let's talk about the most disrespected man in video game history, Kung Lao. Kung Lao's entire existence is one big cosmic joke. This dude is literally the descendant of one of the greatest warriors in Mortal Kombat history, the guy who beat Shang Tsung 500 years before Liu Kang was even born. And what does our boy get for carrying that legacy? He gets to live in Liu Kang's shadow, die multiple times, get turned into a zombie, and then die again. So today, we're going through the absolute tragedy of Kung Lao's life in the original timeline. Let's rewind. Before Kung Lao was slicing people in half, he was just a guy trying not to fight. See, Kung Lao is a descendant, some sources say a reincarnation, of the great Kung Lao, the legendary Shaolin warrior who won Mortal Kombat 500 years ago and defended Earthrealm from Outworld. That Kung Lao was a badass. He beat Shang Tsung, and he was the champion. But then Goro showed up, ripped him apart, and started a 500-year winning streak for Outworld. So our Kung Lao grows up with this insane pressure, and everyone's looking at him like, hey, you gonna live up to your ancestor, or what? And Kung Lao's just like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna be a peaceful monk and have a peaceful vibe. And that's exactly what he does. When Liu Kang gets chosen to fight in the first Mortal Kombat tournament, Kung Lao stays home. He's like, you got this, bro. I'll be here. Not fighting to the death. So Liu Kang goes on to beat Shang Tsung and Goro. He saves Earthrealm and becomes the champion, which is everything the great Kung Lao did. But here's the thing. Peace doesn't last long in Mortal Kombat. After Liu Kang wins the tournament, Shao Kahn gets big mad. He's like, screw the rules, and just straight up invades Earthrealm. During this invasion, the Tarkatans attack the Wuxi Academy, which is Kung Lao's home. And that's the moment Kung Lao snaps. His peaceful phase ended because his friends are being slaughtered, his temple is under siege, and suddenly, that whole I don't want to fight thing goes out the window. He grabs his hat and decides, alright, let's do this. So when Mortal Kombat 2 happens, Kung Lao shows up. But it wasn't even for the glory, or to prove he's the great Kung Lao reborn. He's there for revenge, and he wants Baraka's head. And honestly, you can't blame him. So Kung Lao is done being the peaceful monk. He's very pissed, and he's ready to throw hands. Things are going okay. I mean, Liu Kang is still the main character, obviously, but Kung Lao's holding his own. But then Mortal Kombat 3 happens, and this is where things get messy. Shao Kahn is back, and he's merged Earthrealm with Outworld, because apparently nobody can stop this guy, yet. The Earth Warriors are fighting back, and Kung Lao decides to step up. So he's like, you know what? I'm gonna challenge Shao Kahn myself. A bold move. Stupid, but bold. Kung Lao confronts Shao Kahn and, yeah, he gets absolutely destroyed. We're talking stepped on like a bug levels of defeat. And according to the original lore, Kung Lao died. Like, dead. The bio said he was killed by Shao Kahn. R.I.P. Kung Lao, you tried. But wait, the plot twist is, did he actually die? NetherRealm reimagined this so fast, and it turns out Kung Lao just went away. He assumed Earthrealm was safe after Shao Kahn was defeated, so he decided to meditate in isolation and work on himself. Let me get this straight. The dude fought Shao Kahn, got his ass handed to him, and then just left? Didn't even check if his friends were okay? Or stick around to help rebuild? That's the lamest fake-out death in fighting game history. Like, at least give us a cool reason like, he was trapped in the NetherRealm, or he was recovering from his wounds in a secret temple. But no, he just peaced out because he thought the job was done. So yeah, he's alive, but also nowhere to be found. And while he's off meditating, the world keeps spinning, and now we have new threats show up, and Kung Lao is in a cave somewhere doing breathing exercises. But don't worry, he comes back, and when he does, things get way worse. But before we get there, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. So Kung Lao's been gone for a while, and he hears the news. It's a bad news. Liu Kang is dead. Shang Tsung and Quan Chi, who are the two of the most scheming sorcerers in the realms, teamed up to form the Deadly Alliance, and they murdered Liu Kang, the champion of Earthrealm and the main character of the entire franchise, gone. And Kung Lao loses it. All that peace he'd been working on and that whole I don't need to prove myself thing was gone. His best friend is dead, and he wants revenge. He's done meditating, and he's done being the backup character. It's time to step up. But here's the thing. Kung Lao knows he's not ready. He knows the Deadly Alliance is powerful, and if he charges in half ready, he's dead too. So he does the smart thing. He goes to train with Bo Rai Cho. Now, if you don't know who Bo Rai Cho is, let me paint you a picture. This is a 500-pound martial arts master whose fighting style involves drinking, vomiting, and farting on his opponents. I am not making this up. His special moves include Puke Puddle and Fart of Fury. He is canonically Liu Kang's teacher, which means Liu Kang learned Kung Fu from a guy who weaponized his digestive system. And now, Kung Lao is learning from him too. Can you imagine? You're Kung Lao, descendant of a legendary warrior, and you're getting life lessons from a guy who just threw up on a training dummy and called it advanced technique. But hey, it works. Bo Rai Cho teaches him new moves, hones his skills, and prepares him for the fight ahead. And Kung Lao is ready, focused, and he's out for blood. So Kung Lao sets out to find the deadly alliance and avenge Liu Kang. And then, he dies. For real this time. And you'd think that would be the end of his story, right? Like, R.I.P. Kung Lao, you fought bravely. Here's your statue at the Wu Shi Academy. But no, because in Mortal Kombat, death is just the beginning of your problems. Now we move to Onaga, the Dragon King. Onaga is this ancient, unkillable dragon emperor who used to rule Outworld before Shao Kahn betrayed and killed him. And now he's back, and he's got this fun little ability. He can resurrect the dead and turn them into his mindless slaves. And guess who's on his resurrection list? That's right, Kung Lao. So Kung Lao gets brought back to life, but he's not Kung Lao anymore. He's just a zombie. His soul is trapped, and he's now a mindless servant of the Dragon King. He doesn't remember his friends, his training, or anything. He's just standing there in the background, dead-eyed and waiting for orders. This is his entire role in Mortal Kombat Deception, by the way. He's not a playable character or a boss fight. He's not even a meaningful NPC. He's just there, in the background. Can we talk about how disrespectful this is? Like, this is Kung Lao. And Midway said, you know what? Let's make him a background zombie. Don't even give him a single line of dialogue. Meanwhile, Liu Kang also died in Deadly Alliance, and he gets to be an important vengeful ghost zombie with agency and a storyline. The disrespect is unreal. So yeah, this is the zombie phase of Kung Lao's life, and it's humiliating. He's not even himself. He's just a shell, serving a dragon tyrant, probably thinking absolutely nothing because his brain is on standby. But don't worry, he gets his soul back eventually, right before he dies again. So Mortal Kombat Armageddon rolls around, and this is it, the big one, where every single character from the entire franchise is back for one final battle at the Pyramid of Argus. The stakes are literally everything. If the forces of darkness win, the realms are doomed. If the forces of light win, there's a chance to save everything. And Kung Lao? He's free. Before Armageddon, two heroes managed to break Onaga's control over the enslaved warriors, Ermac and Liu Kang's ghost. Yeah, Liu Kang is still dead, but his spirit is out here doing hero stuff, and together with Ermac, who's basically a collective of thousands of souls, they free Kung Lao. And for the first time since Deadly Alliance, Kung Lao is himself again. His mind is back, and he remembers everything, including Liu Kang's death. So what does he do? He joins the forces of light and heads to the Pyramid of Argus for the final battle. Now, Armageddon is basically one massive free-for-all. Every character is fighting for control of a mystical power that can reshape reality. Heroes, villains, everyone. It's chaos. And Kung Lao is right in the thick of it, fighting alongside Raiden, Johnny Cage, Sonya, and the rest of the Earthrealm warriors. And then, he dies. Yep, again. The battle is so massive and so destructive that almost everyone dies. The forces of light lose. Shao Kahn wins. And in the aftermath, the Pyramid of Argus is just littered with corpses. And here's the gut punch. When Mortal Kombat 9 starts, the next timeline, which is also the reboot, the very first thing we see is Raiden standing at the pyramid, surrounded by dead bodies. And right there, front and center, decaying in the sand, is Kung Lao's corpse. NetherRealm really said, you know what? Let's make sure everyone knows Kung Lao died. Let's put his rotting body on screen in the opening cutscene. So that's it. That's how the original timeline ends for Kung Lao. He fought, he died, he became a zombie, he got his freedom, he fought again, and then he died one final time. No happy ending, just a corpse on a pyramid. Honestly, poetic in the worst way. So here's to Kung Lao, the guy with the coolest hat and the saddest story. Alright, that's it for this deep dive into Kung Lao's tragic life. If you enjoyed this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what character I should break down next. I'm Joe, and I'll catch you in the next one.